channel. My name is Brandy and this is where everything goes. Long time no see. What have I been up to? Let's see. Writing. Going outside. Writing. Going outside again. Writing, going back outside. Okay, that's what I have been up to. I wanted to take a little hiatus from posting. I have created some shorts and posted them on here. Posted some TikToks, something very quick where it doesn't take all of my attention away from writing, because I was just ready to get the story out. It has been a process, and if you read the title, we are done. I finished writing my manuscript in April, and I read it as just like a normal read through as a reader 2 weeks ago. So yes, we will talk more about that later. I wanted to do a book haul, and I have a big one. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. The first one I've purchased is The Son of Mr. Solomon by Eric Jerome Dickey. This is my second Eric Jerome Dickey book. I had to get this one. I finished reading Immortal Dark in February. So I decided to pick this up when I went to Barnes & Noble. I haven't started yet, but I will. The fact that this has more chapters than the first one rubs me the wrong way, because why? Usually it should be the first book has the most chapters, and then the second book has a least amount of chapters. And then she's releasing the third one, I think, this year, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I went to the library because we are closing What are we closing? A skill gap, period, exactly. So I got writing in color at my library, and I got beautiful writers. I have started this one. It's really good. I'm sorry, let me scoot it back because this is white, so it's gonna be overexposed. I started this one, Stephen King. I did start Deacon King Kong. This is also by a black male author. The Neighbor Favor. All right, y'all, we have Where the Wildflowers Grow. Big Girl Blitz. I have all of them. We have Our Vicious Oath. Again, I got this from Half Price Bookstore. I got Nolans by Derek Augustine. He played on All American. I got All Bark No Bite. I got Every Voice Ain't From God. Love Bomb. If Bill Street Could Talk. I am Aya. I have Word Painting, Writing Emotions. I got this at the swap table. We're going to move on to my manuscript. All right, we have my manuscript. I know it's crazy. It's, oh man, over 200 pages. I wrote something over 200 pages. Like, it's unbelievable. And I'm not going to lie, there were moments I genuinely thought I wouldn't finish it. Like, I would just take a step back and think to myself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? What is the purpose? And seeing this in my hand, even though this is just the skeleton where the feet are on the shoulders and the hands are on the ankles, outside of that, this is why I did it. Because to hold something like this, these are my words. It's insane. When I was reading my manuscript as just a reader, I was having out-of-body experiences. And you know, if you are someone who's written for a long time, if you're someone who has successfully published their books, you probably will understand what I'm talking about. But I kept having these moments where I was just reading it. You know, I'll be like, oh, I can't wait to read this book, not fully registering that this is the book that I wrote, right? But I need to get my Kindle. I gotta find out what's next about to happen with Eve. And so I would sit there, I'm like, hold on, you wrote it. What are you talking about? You wrote it. But because I did not go back. Like, after I would edit, after I would send it to my alpha reader, that was that. I moved on. I'm on to the next chapter. I would not go back and read it. Like, no, don't do that. By the way, do not go back and reread what you've written. Let it be. You know what I'm saying? Let it sit. It was genuinely my first time reading my novel. When I would read, I would I would be like, oh wow, that's beautiful. Oh wow, well stated. I like that. I like that a lot. And then there were other points I'd be like, girl, why is she here? We don't need that. Chop that. I don't like that. The writer, we gotta fix that. And then I would step back into myself. I'm like, you are the writer. You wrote it, okay? So just make a mental note what you don't like, because you're gonna have to read it again for structure reasons. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I really do like I like the story. I like the story a lot. I love Eve and I love Soul. They have so much going on. Their dynamic is so malleable, and that's the part. I can't wait to shape them and form them. All of these that you see around me is what helped me finish my manuscript. Now that I'm entering draft 2, I feel like I am less discovering and more refining it. And I was writing draft 1. I was definitely writing at the seat of my pants. I would do a little bit of outlining, but nothing crazy. I would do 3 bullet points, which was beginning, middle, end for every chapter, just to make sure I was staying within the bounds of the story. I was still a pantser all the way, and that is changing. After reading my novel, there are a lot of plot holes. It's a lot of lack in dynamics in different relationships. There are just some things that I want to expound on, and I did not do that great in my first draft. And with that, and now after speaking with my alpha reader, because she read the whole thing too, after speaking with her, I now understand what she means by stay in the moment. And I want to do better at with doing that. I definitely want to just show Eve and Soul's dynamics and how they maneuver in relationships and how they grow as individuals in these relationships. And Soul is honestly, he's great. I don't really have to do much with him as much as I have to do with Eve. So that is something where I'm like, we are gonna move from pantser, we're gonna go to plotter. I'm gonna have to type A this, as I am a type B naturally, but if I really want to see the fruits of my labor thrive, I will need to outline my entire story, give it a nice story structure. This is the book that I'm currently reading that's helping me learn about the the 3-act structure. I didn't use that for my manuscript, but I'm using it for my second draft. So with this book, it's teaching me how to outline, how to develop the story structure, the 3-act tier, all of that. It's an amazing book, and I am handwriting everything, and then I'm putting it on my Canva. I have a, what is it called? It's like a board that I'm using, and I have all of my little sticky notes on that board, and I have like my main outline for the novel in general, and then for each chapter, because I've already started outlining the prologue, it has its own structure. So pretty much I'm learning how to outline for the entire novel, but also do in-depth outlining for each chapter, and I'm really enjoying that process because it helps me understand what I'm trying to convey and what my characters are trying to convey as well. This is a collaboration. So yeah, that is it. I have been talking for over 30 minutes. Of course, when I chop it down, it will be less than that. Love you all. Please stay encouraged. Wow, I finished. Your second draft, your revisioning process, that is where you're going to write for real. That's where you're gonna have to study your craft while writing, where you're gonna look at sentence structure and all of that stuff. And that's why I'm choosing to plot this time instead of write at the seat of my pants. I do plan on doing a video on how I outline everything and how that works for me as somebody who is very laid back in the writing process. But I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, great week, great year. Be you. Do what you need to do to thrive, and